Back to Golf Xtra. When you think about LIV Golf, you mainly think about the big-name players, especially the ones who have been paid hundreds of millions of dollars in order to start up their own teams and to be the faces of the new golf organization. However, there's another side to LIV Golf, the players who are near the bottom of the rankings and who are fighting for their career week in and week out. One of those players even got booted off of LIV, but has fought his way back. This is making many wonder, is this a path back that other players can take in the future? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Now, let's get right into Andy Ogletree's unique story. Like many other professional golfers, Andy Ogletree was a star amateur golfer in his youth. He won the state championship as a senior at Union High School in Union, Mississippi. This earned him a scholarship at Georgia Tech University, where he played well throughout his collegiate career. However, things hit new heights in his senior season at Georgia Tech when he won both the Monroe Invitational and the U.S. Amateur, which earned him exemptions into the 2020 Masters, the 2020 U.S. Open, and the 2020 Open Championship. Not only that, but Ogletree played well in those events, earning the Low Amateur Award at the 2020 Masters. Riding this high, Ogletree decided to turn professional in late 2020, but things didn't go his way. Forced to play Monday qualifiers and mini-tours, Ogletree had been scattering himself throughout the country in an effort to make it in the big time. However, these efforts were not paying off, and Ogletree found himself feeling discouraged with the game he had grown up playing. In an interview with Alan Shipnuck and Ryan French on their Fire Drill podcast in August 2022, Ogletree described his situation, saying, "My parents were fortunate enough to provide me with the opportunity to go to college and get an education and play junior golf and do all of these great things. I'm super thankful for everything they've given me. But they're not going to provide chasing these Monday qualifiers and fund my golf career. And rightfully so. It's a crazy expensive profession, and some kids are lucky enough to have endless amounts of money. I grew up in a small town in Mississippi. We didn't have that kind of money." Ogletree makes a good point that is seldom talked about in terms of professional golf. While the financial rewards can be huge for playing well, it often takes quite a bit of money to even finance this type of career for even a very good player. What this led to for Ogletree was overall disillusionment with the system he was in and a need for change. As he said on the podcast, "I just said, I'm not having fun playing golf. This is not what I want to be doing. If this is how golf is going to be, then I'm going to have to take a step back and reevaluate everything." All of this was compounded by the fact that LIV offered to have Ogletree play at their first event in London back in summer 2022, and ultimately, the decision was easy for Ogletree. He continued on Fire Drill. "There was definitely not an issue with where the money was coming from. That was more so the only defense the tour had based off this other tour at the time. Whatever. For me, I just kind of did my own research and talked to the smartest people I know. No one really thought I could be suspended based off the status on the PGA Tour I had. I had conditional status. I didn't like that I was grouped into this category of these guys that kind of rebelled against the tour or chose a different path. I didn't choose a different path. I chose to play in a golf tournament." What Ogletree was referring to was that despite the fact that he didn't have full status on either the PGA Tour or the Korn Ferry Tour, he was still suspended from both of them for agreeing to play in LIV events. To make matters worse, Ogletree played poorly at the LIV London event, so poorly in fact that he finished dead last. With more and more players clamoring to join LIV and a finite number of spots available, Ogletree found himself on the cut line, permanently. As he said later about the experience, "I kind of got the boot because I played bad. I wanted to play all of them. I understood that I was to play more than once. But after the great turnout they had, everyone seemed to want to play LIV Golf. I just didn't take advantage of that opportunity." Given his suspension from the PGA Tour and Korn Ferry Tour, Ogletree was truly in a tough spot. He couldn't find a place to play professional golf, saying later, "There wasn't even a Monday qualifier. I had no place to play. I wasn't in the event and couldn't get in it. And I found out I was suspended after I teed off at the LIV event. I couldn't believe how it blew up. I was on the same list as the Dustin Johnsons and Phil Mickelsons, and everyone thought I was banned for life." His agent, Mac Barnhart, echoed that sentiment, slamming the PGA Tour and Korn Ferry Tour by saying, "He has no status, so it was a little alarming the way they threw his name out there. He had nowhere else to play. He can't go anywhere and make money. He never made a dime from the Korn Ferry Tour. He paid the tour $5,500 to enter Q School for the opportunity for them to control his rights. He had a bad week. That happens. But there was nowhere for him to play. It makes no sense." My question to them was, suspend him from what? This leaves the question, does Ogletree regret taking a shot to play in that LIV Golf event? I have no regrets. It gave me somewhere to play. It gave me the opportunity to get into the Asian Tour as well. My big thing was I just wanted a guaranteed place to play. I didn't feel I was getting better playing Monday qualifiers and playing mini tours. What presented itself was LIV. It definitely helped that I was able to make some money and was able to fund what I was doing for the rest of the year. As Ogletree said, his one last-place finish at LIV's London event gave him an expenses-paid $120,000 paycheck, allowing him to finance the rest of his year's golfing and boost him onto the Asian Tour, where things really turned around for him. On the Asian Tour, Ogletree picked up his play, winning 2 events in the International Series early in the year before picking up his 3rd win at the International Series tournament in England, among several other quality finishes. Ogletree found his game in top form, saying, "I don't think I could hit it much better than I did this week. The greens were super bumpy, so it's hard to tell exactly how my putting was, but I was pleased with how I played, and my speed control coming down the stretch today was awesome. And it was nice to see a few putts go in. So we're just going to keep trying to get better every week. My game's in a really good spot against a world-class field. Super honored to play the way I did." The win at the International Series event in England all but guarantees Ogletree the Order of Merit Award from the Asian Tour, and with it, a spot on the LIV Tour for next season. The unexpected turn of events has led many to wonder if this will be something that carries forward into future seasons. Ogletree thinks that it will be, both for the lure of LIV and for the money available on the Asian Tour. Yeah, I've talked to a lot of other college guys, and I think you're going to start seeing a lot more kids go to Asian Tour Q School from America. Just because, the purses next year. There's rumors of $3 million purses on the Asian Tour International Series. From a financial standpoint, it doesn't make much sense to go to the traditional route. I think a lot of guys are starting to realize that, especially if they don't get their Korn Ferry card or play bad at Q School or something. Then, instead of going to PGA Tour Canada or PGA Tour Latin America, Asia is the next best option. He finished his comments by saying, "It's going to be really interesting to see what people do, and I think people have seen what I've done and been able to do and how it gets you to LIV. Obviously, there's a huge market for people wanting to play LIV Golf." Comment with your thoughts and make sure to subscribe for more content like this. We'll catch you in the next one.